106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader. This is The Morning Rise. Now broadcasting weekdays from 6 to 10 on 106 R&B and throwbacks.
Good morning and welcome to The Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com. Good morning to our viewing audience. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And to our radio audience, thank you guys for sticking with us through radio. We are here on this Thursday and we are okay. Sorry. I just got a text from Always Live in Atlanta, and it's Throwback Thursday, so he wants to do a few shout outs. We'll get your shout outs in there, sir. I don't see any reason why we can't do that. Also, you requested a song. I'm gonna get your song played in just a second. So we were talking, like I said, to my viewing audience. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We were talking a little bit earlier. We did a little bit of sports talk because I'm gonna do sports talk because I love the sports talk. But later on in the show at the 9 o'clock hour, we have what I think is going to be a great interview with Miss Lovely T. She is going to be a new host here at 106liveradio.com. She's got a show that is coming out, and I was just mentioning it to the radio audience, but I definitely want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up for it. So the show is called What's Happening in Atlanta. It's going to be every Saturday from 3 to 4 p.m. Miss Lovely T is going to come on, and she is going to bring her information where she is going to give us information about the surrounding areas in Atlanta, upcoming events, and it's going to be family friendly and engaging for all audiences. The show will spotlight various businesses throughout the city and introduce her audience to the people behind the scenes of premier events and community partnerships. And this is going to be very, very exciting because Miss Lovely T has been a host of various things going on in the city. And so now we are going to have her working with us on 106 Live Radio in her own show. And so we're going to have her on the show. We're going to have her on via video. So we're going to have her do a video with us at, like I said, around 9 o'clock. And she's going to tell us all about it. She's going to tell us way more than what I can do. You know, I can give just a little bit of what's going on, but she's going to give us all of the information of exactly what happens when she goes out and she does her thing. So this is going to be exciting. I'm excited for her. I'm excited for us to have this interview. I can't wait for that. Now, after that, or I guess until that, we are talking sports. So today is the first day that the NBA season is back after the All-Star break. And we're talking about this, and we don't have much other sports to talk about. Of course, we got March Madness coming up, and it is the end of February. So we've got conference games that are heating up for seeding in the conference tournaments. And then we got the conference tournaments, and then we have March Madness. I don't know if you guys want to do it. We can set something else up. I know how we like to be competitive and creative on the show. We could set something else up where we do like a March Madness bracket. It's difficult. It's been difficult for me to do March Madness because I haven't been in an office, an actual office. I haven't spent more than a week in an actual office in over 2 years. Thank you, Jesus, by the way. So, you know, there's really nobody to do those whole office pools with, because back when I was working at the company that I worked for a long time, again, March Madness was canceled. It was like, you know, in the month of March that everything got canceled and we all got sent home. And then the next March I was gone. So that was last year I was gone. So this year, we'll see if anybody does March Madness. If not, again, I'm sure there's something we could create to do a March Madness thing. If you guys want to do it here for the show, it's fine. You know, you just pick a bunch of teams. So it's pretty, honestly, it's pretty random. It can be pretty exciting though. It just depends on how we do it. But I'm game if you guys are. If that's what you guys want to do, just let me know, and we can do that, and we can have a good time with that in the month of March. So now we were talking, I was talking anyway, about the NBA schedule, about it ramping back up, and about how everything is looking right now in the NBA. So the Hawks are definitely a team that needs to start making some moves, start pulling ahead of other teams, because right now it looks like they are in the 10th spot. And so, for those of you who don't know, last year they've been talking about it for a few years, and last year they implemented it. Again, the last few years in sports, they've been able to implement a lot of new things because of COVID. So they kind of just said, "Yeah, I don't think people realize what's going on, so we're just going to implement a few new things." So all right. So, and what they implemented was, they got this play-in tournament with the bottom four teams. They're going to take 10 teams on the East, 10 teams on the West. They quote unquote make the playoffs, or they quote unquote make the postseason, I guess you could say. And those bottom four teams, so teams 7 through 10, are going to play each other, and then the winners of that game, like the winners of that game make it in somehow, like those two teams play each other, and then the other, those two teams play each other, and I think the loser is out, depends on how much you score, and then the winner plays the loser, and then again, it's a play-in tournament. You have to play yourself actually into the actual playoffs to go to the best of 7 series to start the playoffs. So very exciting. Last year we got I don't really remember on the East, because I don't think that was that exciting. But on the West, we had the Lakers that was in the play-in tournament, and then we had the Golden State Warriors that was in the play-in tournament. I remember they played. It was them in Memphis, and so Memphis actually got the better of them, and they were taken out, so they didn't even make the actual playoffs. So trying to avoid that with the Atlanta Hawks this year is what we as Hawks fans want to see. We want to see them avoid the play-in tournament. We want to see them get up to 6th place, so they know they actually have made the playoffs, and they don't have to worry about the play-in, because again, like I've said many times, you never know with a one game win or go home scenario. You never know. Like somebody could get hurt, somebody can have an off night, and Lord knows what happens after that. So want to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to actually make it into the playoffs, not to some play-in tournament. So definitely need to look at the Hawks when it comes to that, so we can make sure that they stay together and they stay in this playoffs. They make it into the playoffs. So we got that. Like I said before, also we are cheering for the Lakers and the Nets. We're cheering for both of them not to make the finals, right? We're cheering for both of them not to make the finals. Now, I don't care if one of them does make the finals. I don't care. One of them can make the finals. It could be the Lakers. It could be the Nets. It just cannot be both. Now, if both of them do not make the playoffs, then I have won probably the bet, where I pretty much have stolen one of my good friend. I've stolen his money, and that's on him, because I told him not to make this bet. He didn't want to listen to me, and so hey, there you go. And as a collective here on the Morning Rise, we can do something real special with that money. I'm definitely willing to share the love with you guys, because again, we're a family here. So I'm definitely willing to share some of my profits with you guys. We'll just figure out what we want to do with that. Shout out to my man Romy Rome, who did not check in yesterday. I don't know if he was listening yesterday, but he didn't check in, so I didn't know that. But shout out to my man Rome, who is checking in today. Good to see you again, Rome. Glad you are here. You missed a lively conversation yesterday, but glad you are in today to talk to us about sports and about what's going on in Atlanta. So again, guys, we got Miss Lovely T, who is coming up. She will be here at 9 o'clock. She's going to be on the video where we're going to go back and forth with each other. And this is going to be pretty exciting for us. We don't normally do the video when we do when we go live, even when I'm live, somebody else is normally on the phone. So we're going to do the video. So that will test this out. Although I've seen the video work, so I think I've got everything I need with it. I probably need to turn on the mic because that stopped me last time. Don't tell anybody. But so that should help us with that. And again, we have another good interview that's coming up real soon. As a matter of fact, I am going to get into that a little bit later today, coordinate that, work on the specifics so that we can have that ready for us to go when we do that interview. And that interview should be coming up next week. So a lot of great stuff happening on the Morning Rise. So glad you guys are here with us, and so glad you guys are willing to continue on this journey with us as we continue to revamp, reshape, and make our show as great as it can be, and give you guys exactly what you're looking for out of your morning show. Some silliness, but mostly some good talk and some good expression, and you know, grown people acting like grown people. You know, maybe it's just me, but anyway. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and hit up some music, and then we will come back right here on the Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Something you can feel.
That's right.
Straight from the Swab House.
Bad boy.
Representing.
No doubt, baby.
Putting a little soul in here.
And we won't stop.
No one has to ask who be acting bad. A-Ball and MJ Pimpin' GB all up in that. From Memphis 10 around the world and then back again. Make non-rapping, we can see go home practicing. I flip a Benz with Lorenz and plenty Benjamins. Low key, plenty ends, makes plenty friends. Baby, I got all the herbs that I need to cheat. Smoke up a pound and leave you in disbelief. Inhale the smoke and every word I wrote, it came out dope. Not like that crack, I mean lyrical dope above tracks. Not saying I won't pull the Ruger and put hollow through ya. Have your mama on her knees screaming hallelujah. Lay it down, play a Swab House bad boy. Fat boy, ain't afraid to rap the tab boy. Matter of fact, boy, this is not an act, boy. The play away, keep a player making stacks, boy. Yeah. Everything that I do be all about the loot. I be kicking up dust in my polo boots. Getting on the road, taking smoke up my nose. I give the world to a woman, but I don't love. I'm a player, baby, and don't you forget, you need to get with it. Let me hit it and split in the bed, on the floor, hot tub, every day. The player,
Now on, break it on, can't stop. I'm too hot, look, shit, my rock hype, man, be in the drop. Me don't care if the bees be tinted, you won't see me in it, that's the TV's in it. I can tell by the way you talk and the way you chit-chat, you foul. And if you at thousands, you ain't get back, you thinking you're invincible. You ain't hard to get at, I know everywhere you go, everywhere you live at. I be one to click clack and you be ready to get back. I be ready to go to war, you ain't gonna be with that. You be the same cat that I run up on and spit at. Bleeding all crazy and don't know where you hit at. I'm dead up. Doing drama, better shut up. I'm fed up. No, for my rollie, I was set up. I can't let up. You in some that don't concern you. Send a through your thermal. You know crazy.
Everything that I do be all about the loot. I be kicking up dust in my polo boots. Getting on the road, taking up my nose. I give the world to a woman, but I don't love. I'm a player, baby, and don't you forget, you need to get with it. Let me hit it and split in the bed, on the floor, hot tub every day. The play away, the play away.
I've been waiting 20 minutes, baby. Now drop your draw and do something outstanding with your jaws. After all this waiting, I can see clean through your forehead. You more said than done. Give more than some. Throw my jacket down in the puddle. Hell no. If you don't know a pimp, somebody best to tell y'all. Yeah, the women say it's good to have a confidant, but yet and still they give it up to pimps. Once a month, see a lot of these pimp lovers. They took being front like they real and hold a fake in. You wasting the time. Serious ballers and ready. Got my women walking dips on the strip with steady toes as I fold up. Franklin thinking of bigger financial expertise. Plenty money working for G and whoever next to me. And I ain't gonna rest till we made a statement. I'm straight up, you watered down, it's time for a replacement.
Everything that I do be all about the loot. I be kicking up dust in my polo boots. Getting blowed on the road, taking up my nose. I give the world to a woman, but I don't love. I'm a player, baby, and don't you forget, you need to get with it. Let me hit it and split in the bed, on the floor, hot tub every day. The play away, the play away. Everything that I do be all about the loot. I be kicking up dust in my polo boots. Getting blowed on the road, taking up my nose. I give the world to a woman,
now you got
but I love. I'm a player, baby, and And don't
Suave
you
house
forget,
niggas.
you need to get with it. Let me hit
Niggas
it
over here.
in the bed, on the
These bad
floor,
boys.
hot tub every day. The player.
Instead of feuding and fighting, they getting money together like true players do. All the time. You know. United we stand, divided we fall. Bad boy Suave House. One of the many connections. We gonna make black.
We're digging in the crates. Digging in the crates. Digging in the crates. It's Throwback Thursday on your favorite radio, 106liveradio.com.
Yeah, man, the Player Way right here on the Morning Rise of the Variable Y, 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7. And we are back, and we are talking sports. And there's something that my man Always Live in Atlanta brought up to me yesterday that I wanted, okay. So I don't know if you guys know, right? But I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I do not like the Olympics. I think that they are boring. I think that they are set up just to be nationalistic. And, I think that it's something that people act like they care about once every 4 years, and they make a big deal out of it. And it's really not that big a deal. There are only maybe a couple of events that I would even watch at the Olympics. And they've expanded way too much too. Like, my God, man, there's so many events at the Olympics, and it's just it's just very, very boring. And it's not something that I pay that much attention to. So now this story happened, the beginning of the story, I should say, happened early this past summer when they were doing the Olympics. Of course, they missed 2020, so they did it in 2021. Shout out to Miss Renee saying good morning, everybody. Good morning, Miss Renee. Thank you for checking in. And so I'm sure you guys all know about Sha'Carri. She made big time news because she was suspended. Because she was smoking marijuana. Right. And so, she says that she uses it as a coping mechanism. She lost her mom not too long ago, and she uses it to cope and, just to ease anxiety and all the other things that we have come to learn that, has many, many benefits that marijuana has. Right. We've come to learn that marijuana can do a lot for people, and it's not just some gateway drug that we all thought it was, right? Miss Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, I'm like, I'm one of these people who says, hey, okay, if we all know the rules, then we all have to follow them, right? Like, I feel that way about drug tests in professional sports. And I've heard this said, and I'm definitely not saying that I'm not saying anything against it, but I kind of understand it, right? And let me see if I can make this make sense to you. In professional sports, a lot of times a drug test is not really a drug test. And I don't even want to say that. Like, I've heard somebody say it's not really a drug test, it's an IQ test. I don't believe that it's an IQ test, but I do believe that it's a test saying, hey, just how bold are you, right? Because for the most part, they know when they're going to be tested. And so they were, and so they give athletes a test just to see, hey, can you not do this for some time until the test is over and then go back to it, have at it, right? So, and that's the way to look at it. When I look at it, it's like a more so than anything, it's kind of like hey, how bold are you to take this, right? Now, again, took it, did it, failed the drug test. She was banned and, made a big deal out of it and, kind of demonized her for doing this, right? For smoking marijuana, which is legal in some states, which, again, white people are profiting on. They demonized her, right? Because she's black as hell. I mean, let's just be honest. Now, and I heard about this story, and again, I don't know who this other young lady is. I have to find the name of it, but just wanted to put it out there for you guys. There is another athlete in these Olympics now, and she's a Uh, I think she's Russian. So that's just with a grain of salt, right? Because they are they're notorious for cheating. Let's be honest. Let's see. I didn't even have to go too far. Russian figure skater, reputation skater, competes but won't receive medal. Okay, so it looks like she was a Russian figure skater, and she actually failed a test for performance enhancing drugs, and she was still allowed to compete in the she was still allowed to compete in the Olympics, right? And so Always Live in Atlanta wanted me to bring it up, and I definitely wanted to bring it up. And he's like, yeah, we gotta do something about this media brainwashing, and I couldn't agree more. And that's why when I have opportunities to come on here and talk about those kind of things, I try to talk about them, because it is a lot of media brainwashing. I mean, really, like, again, for anybody to say, after everything we know, all the people who have done research, again, our friend of the show, and I do need to reach out to her, especially since she's gotten this recognition. I definitely want to have her back on the show. Friend of the show, Jaquise Jennings. She is a big time proponent of CBD. She's done her research. She has gone out and she does all these things. She is a big time deal, right? So we've had people on the show who have told us about some of the benefits of CBD and marijuana and things. And these are things that we as a society are moving past. We're moving past the negative stigma of it. So why, pray tell, would we demonize this young lady for doing this? Well, let's just be honest. Part of the reason why is because she's Black. And the reason why I say that is because, whenever Black women do anything, they stand out, they tell the world about what they're going through, there are always a segment of people who are going to just say, oh my God, here we go again. And you know what? We'll just go to break, because I was going to really start off on my tangent of calling these people out, but I'm not going to do that, because that's just that means that I'm going to give them some clout, and I don't even want to do that. With the little bit of clout I have, I'm not going to give them clout over here, because they don't deserve it. So let's go to break. And yes, we do need to fight against these images that the mainstream media is doing, and I hope that whenever I come on here and I get on my soapbox about this stuff, I hope that you guys understand that's what I'm doing, is trying to fight against some of these images that the mainstream media has especially about our people. But let's go to break, and then we will come back and we will get into some more music, get into some more of this topic, get into anything else you guys want to talk about right here on The Morning Rise, The Variable Why on 106liveradio.com. Join us as the Epic Foundation, a nonprofit and 501c3 organization, hosts its first official event to aid awareness in healthcare disparities amongst minority communities. In conjunction with the Epic Choir, we invite you to listen to Dr. Daniel Haycock, a cardiologist, a clinical cardiac ectophysiologist, speaks on heart disease and prevention. It is free to access to the public to come learn, ask questions, and get insight from a local cardiac expert. Musical renderings provided by a local artist and the Epic Choir. Donations can be sent to the following: Zelle at theepicchoirfoundation.info.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
The American Cancer Society is committed to helping prevent cervical cancer, developing guidelines that help find cervical cancer and providing support and information about treatment options and coping with physical and emotional side effects. We also fund research that leads to finding better ways to prevent, detect, and treat cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is highly preventable and treatable. Whether you're looking for ways to prevent cervical cancer, want to find out about screening options, were diagnosed with this cancer, or have questions about living as a survivor, we have you covered. For more information, please visit cancer.org.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
At 106 Live Radio, with our wealth of knowledge, experience, and passion to succeed, we strongly believe in creating networking opportunities. We invite and welcome groups, firms, organizations, associations, departments, committees, and businesses, both small and large, to partner and advertise with us. We effortlessly assist with bringing the awareness of various important and critical information communities need in order to enhance their daily lives. 106 Live Radio is broadcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States to a global audience. Our radio station has a prominent international presence, which has grown to over 185 countries and is still growing. We stand behind our experienced on-air personalities and DJs to deliver clean and up-to-date content, which will leave a positive impact on all communities that we serve.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
They say singing can help you remember things, so here's some tips for parents out there during these tough times.
Number 1.
Make sure your kids wash their hands for 20 seconds after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside.
2.
Virtual play dates. Social and physical distancing can help save lives.
3.
Tell them they're safe and show your love and pride. Yes, we'll get through this together. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. We are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows and music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
Anytime for you to give a call, baby, sorry, baby. Sorry you alone, baby. If it ain't around, pick up your phone, baby. Whoa, can you try me? Once you put your pride aside, you can notify me. You're the best I ever had, baby girl, remind me. Let me know if it's on, know where to find me. Having thoughts you never had, I didn't know you were down for finding out. I thought you had some kind of love for your man.
Well, I'm not trying to break up something you've been working out. You've been steady, but I'm ready to go all the way if you let me. Don't you tell me you're looking grown since the last time I looked at you. It might have been about a couple months, but I just got the picture that you texted to me. You ain't steady, you look ready to go all the way. If you let me take you down, oh, can you try me, try me. Once you put your pride aside, find me, you're the best I ever had. Find me, let me know if it's all find me. Having thoughts you never had. Try me. Once you put your pride aside, you know, find me. You're the best I ever had. Baby, girl, find me. Let me know if it's all right. Find me. Having thoughts you never had. Don't you mess me back. Don't you mess me back. The way I finish this love. The way I finish this love. Don't you mess me back. Don't you mess me back.
We're not just another radio station. We are the only station where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Yes, we are. And we are back right here on the Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7. Thank you guys so much for coming back with us. And we are here. And this chat is jumping. I love it. So shout out to my man, always live in Atlanta. Yes, sir. We definitely got to do some throwbacks. Today is Throwback Thursday. So he wants me to do big shout outs to some of our old stomping grounds. Well, your old stomping grounds. I couldn't have made it into every single one of these places. To be honest with you, I don't even know where half of these places are. But yes, shout out to Mr. V's Figure 8. Shout out to Jazzy T's. I've been there. Shout out to Club 229. Never heard of them, but heard of the 559, but not 229. Shout out to and what else do you say? I'm gonna get all of them in. Shout out to Club Anytime, the Real Atlanta Throwbacks. Also in the text, he said, shout out to Jazzy T used to be on Columbia Drive. I know that. Shout out to Club Nikki and Frozen Paradise. Those were the hot spots back in the A. All right, man. Shout out to those places, man. Thank you guys so much for coming back here. Let's see what else we got. Again, you guys being real lively on the chat. Do you guys have any throwbacks? Okay, here we go. See, now people are out here being funny. So he's like, okay, you guys have any throwbacks? Mother Variable, what was here and is now gone where you partied in the streets? So let me tell you about Mother Variable. Mother Variable was not the party in the streets person when we was growing up, right? She wasn't the type who went out and did a bunch of stuff. I told y'all, my mom was at work. Like, when my mom wasn't home, my mom was at work. And every now and then, she would probably go out. I think she would go out a lot with her sisters. but she didn't go out a lot with my actual birth father. That I can remember. Like they were on such different pages at the time, right? Like there'd be times when she would work and he would work. Sometimes they both worked during the day. He would, a lot of times when he did work, he'd work at night. So he worked jobs where he'd be gone from like maybe 5 to 2 in the morning or whatever. So they didn't really get a chance to go out a lot when we were growing up. Now, as we got older and then my mom got remarried, now you need to ask her about that, because they be out there partying, and it's kind of it's one of those where you kind of got to do a double take. I remember one time we were at Barnacles over there in Stonecrest, and this was the old Barnacles, because I know it's back. I don't know if it's in the same building, but I know it's back over there in Stonecrest. But there was one time when we were at Barnacles, and it was like a Saturday night, and we went in there, and Will was actually with me. Will came over to me like, "Hey man, is that your mom?" And I looked over and I was like, "No, but I see why you said it." He said, "Oh, okay." I was about to be like, "Mrs. Variable, what you doing in here?" Like, it's time for you to go. Yeah, man, I do not want to be in the same place where my mom is partying. Something about that just doesn't seem right for one of us, right? One of us should feel like, hey, whatever I'm doing, I don't want this person to see it. I don't know if she should feel that way or if I should feel that way. One of us should say, yeah, I gotta go, because they can't see me doing this, because yeah, I don't want them I don't want them to look at me like that, So yeah, so that's kind of how that goes. Always Live in Atlanta. So Mama Variable, she was again, as we were growing up, she wasn't out there partying, and like those places that you're talking about, hell, those places were gone by the time I got old enough to party. Just about. Like I did go to Jazzy T's a few times. I had a homeboy who loved Jazzy T's. I didn't love it. I liked it. I thought it was okay. But, maybe they, what I'm saying? Maybe they just treated him nice in there, because I know that there are certain, modeling establishments where you can come in as a regular guy and you can get treated like royalty. And there are some where you can come in as a regular guy and get treated like utter garbage. So maybe they just treated him right every time he went in there, and that's why he loved it so much. But I, personally, I didn't really do a lot there because it just wasn't my spot. Now, again, I always say, Magic City, Lord have mercy. Oh, I miss Follies. Yeah. Those were some nice shoes that ladies were modeling at those establishments. But the other two just weren't necessarily. Well, not other two. Jazzy T's wasn't necessarily my speed. What vehicles do you no longer see in the streets of Atlanta? I don't necessarily. I mean, this is Atlanta, so not that I'm out in the streets anymore, anyway. But this is Atlanta, so it's nothing to see. You know what I'm saying? Impalas and Suburbans and Oldsmobiles and Cutlass. It's nothing to see that here. Like on the nights, if the weather stays the way it is and it stays warm like it is, I bet we'll see some this weekend if you're out. So, and I guess I haven't really paid too much attention to the news, so I haven't heard of any spikes. I haven't gotten any alerts about any spikes. They keep saying that, with boosters help really well against variants. So it seems like some restrictions are going to be pulled back and people are going to get more comfortable. So maybe with that, people will be out, especially in the springtime, especially in the March, because, around March is when everybody's like, all right, cool. We've been in the house for too long. Imagine if it ever really gets cold here, right? Like, imagine how we feel if it ever really, really got cold for a long time. Excuse me, guys. If it got cold for a long time, imagine if we had like 2 whole months of a cold winter. Imagine that. Like, when March rolls around, man, we'd be outside naked. We've had too many clothes on already. Be outside bucky naked. But yeah. But yeah, so like I was saying, I don't really see too many differences in cars as far as, you know, what that looks like for the cars out there. Maybe you are you know, like Always Live, like you've been in these streets, I would assume, for a long time, not to say that you're like some kind of oh, okay, got you. Pontiac Fieras. Yeah, no, I don't see a lot of those. I don't see a lot of Pontiacs. I don't see a lot of Pontiacs at all, especially those old school GTOs. Like I would love to see those. Now we should we should have my guy Chris on. We had him on early in the show. We should have him back on. He's a professional in hiring. He's a professional recruiter. But he's also a gearhead. Like he is a car just enthusiast. Like he loves cars and classic cars too. So we should definitely have him on, and you guys can rap about that, because he is, you know, he'll tell you all about some cars, because that is one thing, that is a passion project of his, is cars. He loves some cars. So yeah, so that is what we are doing today. Great show so far. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the love in the chat going, because we got plenty of people out there who so we got plenty of people out there in the chat, and now we got John. He's like, man, stop hating on Mama Variable. Live your best life, Mom. See you in the club. No. You no. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm not saying don't live your best life. I'm not saying don't go out to the club. What I am saying is we don't need to be in the same club. Because imagine how I'm sitting up here talking about these shoes right now. Imagine if I was like, yo, I was looking at some shoes and I looked over and saw my mother. Don't nobody want to say that. Don't nobody want to hear that. I don't want to say or hear that. So, and I'm going to assume that you don't want to say or hear that either. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck, as the kids would say, and just say, hey, of course, live your best life, Mom. You've earned it. You deserve it. But I don't want to see you in the clubs, and not the same club I am. If we need to have this is where I go on these days, then we need to have that conversation. And you can go anywhere else. So if we need to have a territorial thing like they do in the mob, we need to have a big sit down and say, hey, this is where I go. This is where I don't go. This is where you're not allowed to go. We can do that too. Okay, so this is not about me trying to not let anybody live their best life, not let anybody enjoy the fruits of their labor, the fact that they've gotten to a specific age and want an opportunity to just do them. Hey, do you, boo-boo. I'm fine with that. But I don't want to be in the same place that you at. Like that's not a good look. That's just, yeah, that is not at all a good look. So, oh man, I haven't played this song in a long time, but since he said it, or maybe since we're on the subject of it, why not? So let's go to music, and then we'll come back after that. And we'll come back and we'll go to music, go to break, then we'll come back, and then we'll get ready for Miss Lovely T to come on and tell us all about her brand new show starting here on 106liveradio.com. So let's do this music, and then we'll come right back on the Morning Rise, the Variable Y, 106liveradio.com.
A sister named College Park, an uncle named Decatur, and he be booming after dark. That's right, I'm Dougie Fresh in Calhoun jeans, shirt open. Just left old Nat L, baby 9, still smoking. We putting this hustle down just like this. Peachtree, 10th floor, laying back at the Ritz. And every hustler in my clique pack a gang of rubbers, cause we some cool cutters. Cut them freaks like butter.
Y'all ain't ready.
We're looking for niggas and all the freaky friends. We're looking for Tanya and wondering how can we get it. We're looking for loving in all the places that we can. When it comes to parties, ain't nothing like your friends. We're looking
out here at every party in the city, looking for Nikki and her friends. Reminiscing on the last time we kicked it out, me and my crew got it. Got me looking for your level, baby. Every night a different party, baby. Gotta do it like we did again. So Nikki, bring your friend. I'm looking for Nikki and all the freaky friends. We're looking for Tanya. Ooh, Tanya. Give me some loving. We can when it comes to party. Do you remember what you did on the way to the crib in my car? You were already real with this, boy, you knew I was a star. How you like my Range Rover, baby? Do I need to pull it over, baby? We gotta do it again with Nikki and her friends. I'm looking for Nikki and all the freaky friends. We're looking for Tanya. Ooh, Tanya. How can we get it? We're looking for love. Give me some loving. Places that we can when it comes to parties. Throwing a party. Nothing like your friends. We're looking for Nikki. We're looking for Nikki. And all of her freaky friends. Ooh, Tanya. Let me get on there. Give me some loving. Oh, throwing a party. And nothing like your friend. Nikki. We're looking for Tanya. We're looking for love. When it comes to parties, ain't nothing like your friends. We're looking for Nikki.
Join us as the Epic Foundation, a nonprofit and 501c3 organization, hosts its first official event to aid awareness in healthcare disparities amongst minority communities. In conjunction with the Epic Choir, we invite you to listen to Dr. Daniel Haycock, a cardiologist, a clinical cardiac ectophysiologist, speaks on heart disease and prevention. It is free to access to the public to come learn, ask questions, and get insight from a local cardiac expert. Musical renderings provided by a local artist and the Epic Choir. Donations can be sent to the following: Zelle at theepicchoirfoundation.info.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
Educating parents and caregivers about the importance of making oral hygiene a priority at every age is essential. Any time is a good time to talk about nutrition, brushing habits, flossing, and the importance of fluoride. Families that follow good oral health together are more likely to inspire children to adopt healthy habits that last a lifetime. Please visit www.adha.org/NCDHM for more information. This message was sponsored by Dre Patrick, host of Foreign Matters, every Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. right here on 106liveradio.com.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You can say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch.
Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows in music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
If you go, why no? 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 J on the track. Why no? If you go, if you go, if you go, why no? If you go, no. If you get around. It's going down.
Yeah, well, I'm at tone, holding on your damn street. Stomping, jumping, bumping, every car off in this damn thing. Throwing the balls up at these soldiers, screaming and bleeding from their nose. But when we start, that's where we make them hit the flow. Ain't no game off in this thing. We be deep off in your party. Come on, get it started. And it would be the hardest. So if a come and run they mouth just like a punch them dead up in this nose. They stop this out to the flow.
Yeah, we nucky and bucky and ready to fight. I bet ya I'ma throw them things so haters best to think twice. See me, I ain't nothing nice. And climb my beat ain't no stopping. Becky like my dad's Hussein Dilla and that's Osama bin Laden. Like they said, stopping and I am acting a fool. I wish I had a wicked crunk up on this crime my crew. Now enough is enough, boy. I rub and get stuck, boy. Love is a must, boy. No, if you buck, boy.
No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, boy. No, if you go, if you go, no, if you buck, boy. No, if you buck, no, if you buck, no, if you buck, boy.
Jumping off from on the stage, throwing bow like Johnny Cage. All my throwing rides, knocking down a barricade. Ellenwood, we be too deep, and MOB is too elite. Flawless, 2 feet tall is getting close to me. Buzzing constantly, rapping in your city street. Broken bones lay along, scattered across the concrete. Nucking if you bucking, you'll be ducking if you get too close. In my eyes, you wasn't wise. I think it's time I knock you.
I come in the club, shaking my dreads, throwing these bows and busting these heads. Irrelevant steps on my wrist, it's best to back up, I think you believe. I been a diamond, committing no crime, not leaving a trace, not leaving a line. We knocking it back, cause I got a I'll you away, cause you wasting my time. Stupid, I know what to do. I waste your you my crew. I'm doing what you had it, so what should you do? You talking about me, then I'm talking to you. You backing on us, so we leaving your place. You busting on me, that shit don't get nasty. I'm cold in the ice and I'm freezing on here. I'm talking so steady, but you cannot tell.
No, if you bought by, but you better come and quick. I got some shit up in my trunk that's gonna make your body flip. Hollow tip, busting out the real soon as I hit the door. Anybody make a fall, smooth their bodies on the floor. With no, ain't never been no lines, ain't never been no. Get it all them things, like crime on up in this. Great records I represent. With them HB, you bout to get your wig split. Look, if you walk, boy. 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 Look, if you look, if you look, if you walk, boy. Look, if you walk, look, if you walk.
We're taking you all the way back. With the greatest old school hits on 106liveradio.com.
Let's do this.
Yes, we are right here on the Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com. We're exciting Meets Diversity 24/7, and where our people get in the chat and they just ask a bunch of questions. So going back to what John was saying in the chat about about going to the club with his mother. I'm like, yeah, some people can do that. He's like, we're going to follow you to every club. No, I think that was directed towards me. Like, no, y'all not following me nowhere. You don't want to do that. Trust me. And then Miss Renee said, no, I don't think so. We can't hang. That's what I'm talking about. You can't, it just not at the same place. It's not saying you can't hang. It's just saying we can't go to the same spots, because it's going to be awkward eventually when I eventually do something that's going to embarrass somebody, because, hey, I have no filter sometimes. So there you go. Always Live in Atlanta's like, hey, we can hang Mother Variable. That's fine. But I'm not hanging with y'all. So that's cool. Always Live also asked, now, if I remember correctly, John didn't never go to any of the spots that were around, because he left to go to the Army before he could actually go anywhere. So he left to go to the Army, and then and then after that he got married, so then he stayed in the house. He didn't have him a partying wife, so he stayed in the house all the time, and then they moved away. So that goes for him. Now, Eat Your Wheaties Always Live. We talking about the original club closer. No. Never. Don't listen to that. It's only one club closer around here, and that's your boy. All right. I used to close them down back when Buckhead was Buckhead. I used to close them down. I used to shut it down every week like clockwork. I was out there. Again, the song, the first verse of Wipe Me Down is written about me, because I used to pull up at the club VIP. Well, wasn't written about me because I've never pulled up VIP. The gas tank would always be on E, but all drinks would always be on me. Wipe me down. Daggone it. Shout out to Bankhead Courts, Perry Homes, Bowen Homes, Capitol Homes, and The Bluff. So apparently, shout out to the Trap. This is what Always Live in Atlanta is saying. Because, boy, whoo, man, I don't know nobody in none of those places. So I have never been to any of those places. Ever. Never. Always Live in Atlanta. Yes, you can. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious in this chat today. I love it. Thank you so much. We have this top of the hour break, and then I guess I need to reach out just to make sure we are still a go for our guests. Let me just send her the invitation one more time. Just make sure that we are, that we got our guest on, because I definitely want her to come on and tell us all about her brand new show. So sent her another invitation. Hopefully she gets it and she can come on and we can talk all about that, because that is going to be exciting. I cannot wait for her to talk about that. So let's do the top of the hour break, and then we will come back, and hopefully we'll come back with the guests. If not, we'll come back and we'll talk about you guys going out to the club right here on the Morning Rise with the Variable Wire on 106liveradio.com.
106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader. This is the Morning Rise. Now broadcasting weekdays from 6 to 10 on 106 R&B and throwbacks.
Still working to see if we can get our guest on. That's all right. Modern technology, baby. That's how it happens. And you got to roll with it. You can't let it slow you down. You can't let it stop you. You have got to roll with it. And that's what we do around here. We roll with it on the Morning Rise with the Variable Wire, 106liveradio.com. We're exciting Meets Diversity 24/7. So you guys are out there talking in the chat about all the places that you guys used to hang back in your day. Yeah, man. I think I've told the story before, but back when I was young and back when Buckhead was Buckhead, my routine was every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Those are my days, right? So Monday now my bougie friends will they would go over to Justin's, and every now and then I meet them over at Justin's, but Justin's had a dress code. Justin's had a wait. It had a line. There was nowhere to sit. People are standing up, and you can imagine how Justin's is on Monday Night Football, right? But Justin's had great food, so I wasn't going to truly be upset about it because because again, I'm at a place where they got good food and it's a good atmosphere, and the people were beautiful, right? So you had beautiful women in there. You had good looking dudes in there dressed up. So, I wasn't really going to trip too much about Justin's, right? But that really wasn't necessarily my scene, because at the time I was working till 9. And I did live right down the street, but the way the highways were set up, where I worked right off of Mountain Industrial, and I lived right by if you keep going down, there's a split between DeKalb and Gwinnett County. So I could get off from work and I could go back to my house, which is probably 10 minutes away, go and change clothes, and then keep going straight down that way, get on 85 and go downtown. Or I could get off from work, go over to 78, hit 285, and then go downtown, which is what I normally did. And thus, I wore, like my regular work clothes, like business casual, but I didn't want to get any more dressy than that. And so I wasn't really doing a lot of Justin's on, we're going to talk about that in a second. I really wasn't doing a lot of Justin's on Monday, but so Monday I was Club Chaos. I would go to Club Chaos. We hit Cafe in the Mesos, get us a few pregame drinks, and then we go to Club Chaos, and I close Club Chaos down. And that was Monday, and Wednesday was Club Chaos. Thursday was Tongue and Groove, the old Tongue and Groove back when it was in Buckhead, because you can go there and they had a brick oven pizza thing. So you could order pizza, you could listen to music, you could just stand there with your pizza, you get it for free. it was a wonderful time to be had. Now, when me and my homeboy were playing cards, when we were playing poker, we would play poker at Moondog. Shout out to Moondog's, I think it's still there, which is a college bar here in the city. And I know it's a college bar because I've tried to go into Moondog's as an adult from time to time, and I was very much one of the oldest people in there. Fun fact, I remember when the game that Kobe rolled up his Achilles, was that the game? No. Yeah, I feel like that was one game. We went in there for that game. We were in there. We watched that game. It was against Golden State, and Kobe rolled up his Achilles, and me and Will were in there, and Will was talking. He was like, man, Mike D'Antoni is killing Kobe, man. Like, he is playing him all kinds of minutes. This is not going to work. This doesn't make any sense. And, I'm like, well, he's got to. He's got nobody. They got to make the playoffs. He's like, man, he is playing him way too much. And lo and behold, in that game, he rolled up his Achilles and was obviously never the same after that. But that's one thing. So that's how I used to do my hanging out at like I said, Moondogs. And then they had a place called Hole in the Wall downstairs. Moondogs is upstairs. They had Hole in the Wall downstairs and the other bar over there on the other side. Hole in the Wall was exactly what it says it is. It is a hole in the wall bar. You go in there, again, another college bar. You go in there, they got like dollar drink nights. And it was crazy. It was crazy. And I'm in there in my before I had kids, if I didn't have kids, we'd still be going to this place. That just goes to show you just how much of a welcoming environment that place is. Oddly enough, speaking to my brother, one time I saw my brother's ex-girlfriend and her best friend in that bar. And these two, I'll just say these two like to put away the drinks. And I'll just say that. And that night was not an exception. It was definitely the rule because they were in there putting away the drinks. The bartenders knew them. And they were, a little bit older than me. And the bartenders knew them. So, that meant that they was there for a long, long, long time. But that's okay. It is what it is. And we got to just definitely, we got to just enjoy it while we can and just be happy that we've got what we've got. So, another thing that I wanted to bring up about that situation. No, not about that situation. But another thing I wanted to bring up was my man Always Live in Atlanta. He is saying, he's sending shout out to Charles Lincoln Harper High School. And I assume that's just Harper. I don't know why he put all that. West Fulton High School, Fulton High, Brown High, Lakeshore High, and Avondale High. Gone but not forgotten. Thank you for putting Avondale in there. I really appreciate that because yes, the name Avondale is gone, but it is still there, and they still pretty much do the same thing, but it is gone. Now I'm thinking that we've got our guest. I want to make sure that we've got our guest, but I also want to make sure that we are good. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a oh man, yeah, I know, Jerome. It's hilarious. I know. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna play a song that was inspired by I think it was inspired by John. Do I have the song? Was I too busy doing other stuff and I didn't get the song? Yeah. I didn't get the song. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna play a different song then, and we'll play that a little bit later on. And I want to make sure that we've got our guests, we got her ready to rock and roll, and we've got everything we need so we can have us a great interview. Because again, I think this is going to be fantastic. So let's do that. Let's do the music, and then we'll come right back right here on the Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Big fella.
Yup. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead in your lobby. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up all the mail. If I'm trying to ride it through the streets, they be like, they go. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up all the mail. If I'm trying to ride it through the streets, they be like, they go. Ooh, I just come and put the hinges in their hand. Counting bitches while we meet and make them shake my other hand. Millie rockin' scooping all the blessings on my lap. I know you tried to cheat, you should've never took a nap. Hey, what wrong with you? What you were thinking? Thought it was you taught that make a lame fall in love. Not me though. You can keep those from at your head like Craig did Debo. Don't tweak, bro. It's never sweet. My come for free, so if one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dread. You don't love me. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Yup. Pull up in the new thing, but my you don't want no problem with me.
I don't know. It says stop camera, and then it says
I ain't putting nothing. All you do is smoke tobacco. Where the hell you get them from? You just say he ain't made them. My chasing bounty hunters and getting chased by the baby mamas. My first tap on my stomach. Got a pocket full of money and a mind full of ideas. So it may sound weird. Inside of the main bag look like it came out of IKEA. Run shit like that. Big got no pie skill. I cap. I'm high cap. Alright. I'm so high. Me and God napping. This my passion. School of hard knocks. Night classes. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Yup. Pull up in anything with my they be like, I got problems bigger than these boys. Yeah. My deposit, they all got run. Free the Carter, need the Carter. Sacrificing everything, I feel like Jesus Carter. Hold up, I got it sold up, my soda pulled up, I woke up, I'm those bucks, they do it toe tuck. I roll up and let the smoke puff. I lay down toes up, hold up, get you choked up when I think of old stuff. Move on, put my goons on, they kidnap newborns. In the streets, my face a coupon, up too warm. All these coming through hard, just bought so you lukewarm, I'm Uncle Luke with the hoes. Pretty centerfolds, tipping tunes around my crib, and they roll. They rolled $500,000 in the safe, another in the pillowcase. Codeine got me moving slower than a caterpillar race. Well, what you was thinking, what you thought it was. I just pop out press and only caught a buzz. If that label try to stop me, they gon' get some crazy. We just fans waiting in the lobby. No like that. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up on the mail. They gon' channel riding through the street, they be like, they go. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up on the mail. They gon' channel riding through the street, they be like, they go.
We're digging in the crates. Digging in the crates. Digging in the crates. It's Throwback Thursday on your favorite radio, 106liveradio.com.
Yes, we are, and we are back. 106liveradio.com. So we are going to do a little experiment here, and hopefully it'll work. If not, hey, live radio, baby. We're going to make it work no matter what. But we are coming up on a very exciting time for me because I get to introduce a brand new host to our humble radio station here. I'm sorry. I just got a text from somebody like, you are on the air. Yeah, I know that. Am I Am I not supposed to be? Live radio again. What can I say? But very exciting time for me because we're going to introduce somebody who is going to come on and tell us all about her story and all about her show and what we can look forward to once her show airs. She is doing a brand new show that we got on the station, which is called What's Happening in Atlanta, with the host who is coming on now, Miss Lovely T. Miss Lovely T, are you there? Can you
Yes.
hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you now. I can't see you, but I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I hear you. Just don't
You
know
hear me?
what's going on with my camera.
Yeah, I don't either because I can't see you, but I definitely can hear you. Definitely can hear you. But hey, we'll make it work no
I'm
matter
so
what.
sorry. Yeah. Let's
All
see.
right.
So thank you for having me on the show. I'm so excited to be a guest on your amazing show and to tell you guys all about what's happening in Atlanta. Um, I'm Miss Lovely T, and my show will be coming on Saturdays to 4. And it's a because I know they always tell you about big events, but I'm going to be telling you events. So that's going to be the
Okay.
good thing.
Okay. Yes, definitely. And we
hmm
definitely need you to tell us, and especially I need you to tell me, right? Because I am not out here in these streets as much as I used to be, right? Like the coronavirus is out in these streets. I'm staying
Right.
at the house. So I need you to tell me. But like we were talking with Nicole, there's so much stuff that goes on. And, it's like, oh, this new restaurant opening. Oh, this new this. Oh, this new that. And it's like, oh, man, who knows about this stuff? Where can we find out all this good stuff? And now we know. Now we know because Miss Lovely T is going to tell us all about it.
Yes, and I have some amazing things, and then I'll be spotlighting, the different businesses and people that are doing awesome things in the community. So I have a whole plethora of things that will be, happening. So now this is something interesting that I found out that's happening this evening. So if you're a wrestling fan, if you grew up with wrestling like me, there is a it's called Modern Age Grappling Wrestling Terminus, okay, event. Oasis Event Center. That's where it's going to be held. And it's going to be tonight at 8 p.m. at the Oasis Event Center. But this is what's so cool about it. Okay, it's a new era of pro wrestling, and it's coming to Atlanta to show, all the cool new things that's going on in that, field in wrestling. They're gonna have these different wrestling matches with a whole lot of people. Great show. And they're gonna have a meet and greet at 6:30. So that you can do a meet and greet before the show starts at 8 p.m. Okay. And of course, they're going to follow all the COVID protocols. And so, everybody can be safe. But that's going to be an amazing event. They have group matches, the heavy matches where it's going to be serious. They have the female matches. It's about to get serious. It's about to be serious up in this camp.
I see, and it's funny that you should mention that because I am a fan of pro wrestling, and more so than that, my son is a fan of pro wrestling. So, yeah, I definitely am glad you're
Yeah.
telling us about that. I want to get more information, so maybe I can get him down there, maybe to see somebody. Now, of course, he's into like the big time pro wrestling, WWE, a little bit of AEW, just because there are a lot of ex WWE guys there. But he's definitely a WWE guy. But
Yes.
it would be nice to see maybe some people that maybe were in WWE at one point but are now independent, or some guys who are just now starting out their career
Up and
that he can
coming.
see before they become
Mhm.
big time. So that's a great thing, and that's another
Yeah.
great thing that I'm glad to have you on to tell us about these things. Because again, would have never heard about it had you not told me. So I'm glad that you are on here telling us about
Right.
it. Now, tell us a little bit about you.
Exactly.
Tell us about Miss Lovely T. What made you want to get into this type of environment? Try and find out exactly what's going on behind the scenes, and how did you get involved in all of this? Because again, this is something that is truly fascinating to me, and for our listeners, if anybody was wanting to follow in your path, because you've not only done like interviews and done behind the scenes stuff, but you've been on camera too. So please share with us all about that and how you got into
Yes. Well, so I've always enjoyed just going out and hearing people's stories, going to different events and meeting people, and just I'm nosy. Okay, let me just tell you. I am nosy, and I be trying to see like what's going on out in the world. I'm all about experiences and not necessarily just like to have things. I like to have the experience because I find out when you meet people and you get to know them and you share the stories, you remember that more than like if you was just go and maybe you get gifts or something like that. Like you, okay, thank you for that. But you remember how that person made you feel. You remember the experience that you had. And so
it.
being with that, I've always tried to, create experiences just, for me and my family to have throughout life. And, you know, moving to a new city, you gotta, meet new people, you gotta find new places. And so it's always like a whole thing. But for some people, it's like stressful. But for me, I enjoy it. I love, just driving around and getting lost and learning the back roads and stuff like that. And so I just have a passion for just, creating experiences. And so because of that and sharing the things that I, find out, it was this amazing opportunity to have to be a part of 106liveradio.com and share my passion of, sending people out into these experiences. I'm not just going to tell you stuff that's just, like, oh, like this is the big concert. I will mention that, but I'm going to stick to things that you're going to remember, and you're going to, spread the word like, girl, you got to go and see this, or hey, this food was slamming. You have got to try this food, or just something that you will remember and that you'll want to keep going back to. And that's what I want the people in Atlanta to have, those experiences where they're just like, yeah, I'm going to go and support this business because I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the time. The people was wonderful. The, ambiance was wonderful. So, just being able to have those amazing opportunities that I've met people and being out in the field, that has also helped create the community because I kind of get some inside track of like, oh, this is going to happen. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let people know about this. So yeah, it's been an amazing roller coaster being here in the city and learning all about it. There's so many things.
Right, exactly, and definitely so many things to do, and that's why we definitely wanted to have you on again, because you are doing these things that we would like our listeners to find out about, right? So about these places, about these events, so we
Right.
definitely want you to come on and give our listeners just a preview. So you gave us a preview of what's going on tonight. We appreciate that. So give us a preview of what's happening this weekend. Like, what do we have to look forward to this weekend? I haven't checked the weather, but if the weather is anything like it was yesterday, it's going to be warm, and I'm going to be outside with no jacket on, and it may be a good time for me to actually go out. So what is happening this weekend that I should be looking forward to and the listeners should be looking forward to here in Atlanta?
Okay, so there's
Okay, so
actually
there's
so one
actually
thing about
so one
Atlanta,
thing about Atlanta,
there is a whole lot of
there is a
things to
whole
do.
lot of things to do.
So if
So
you're like a
like
person that or you're trying to get on a healthy track, there's a lot of things for that. If you have children and you need family friendly things, there's stuff for that. There's stuff for couples, stuff for singles. There's all kind of festivals, and so it's kind of like finding your niche. So I try to find like a little bit of everything. So there's on Friday, okay, there is a spoken word poetry and open mic night. I love those. Okay, and it's going to be at the Green Lady in Flat Shoals Parkway in Decatur. And the cool thing about this show, okay, it's a small black owned business, and they have all they welcome all artists and musicians, so you can go up and if you're working on a piece and everything, you can work that out and see how the crowd is feeling it. They have vendors, so those kind of things, and it's just a real nice chill vibe. And the cool thing about them too, it's only $5, y'all. So that's another thing, get in there and get them vibes for $5. That is all. I love a
Okay,
good deal.
you got
Okay.
me so far. You got me so far.
Yeah,
I'm all
yeah.
about the
And
deals too. So you got me so far.
right, look, let me tell you. Okay, I'll find me a good deal. Now, there is also this Saturday at the New Black Wall Street. I don't know if you have heard about the New Black Wall Street down in
Yes,
Stonecrest.
I
Yeah, they
have.
have.
I've actually finally have gone. I went there not too long ago, and I bought the whole family some books. I even bought some Strange Lady a book. Like
Oh,
she was there.
see,
Oh, can I get a book too? I'm like, yeah, get in here, girl. Get your
like
book.
why
So,
not?
right, exactly. I was feeling
Yes,
generous that day. I don't know why, but I was. So
it ain't nothing wrong with that. Share the love. And
exactly.
the thing about it is that what's so wonderful about it is like when you go there, it's an experience, and it's all the people there. They're really working hard to give you the good good products and good stuff, good food, good anything that they have. And so they have an event going on this weekend, Saturday. It's the Gathering of Queens, and this is one is free. Okay, and it's going to be at 11:30 to 1, and it's about empowering women, to help to rise through poverty and through entrepreneurship, to just to give them those nuggets that you might not necessarily get. And they're going to have award-winning entrepreneur Dr. Velma Triham, comedian actress Kiana Denise, vice president and area lead of Truist Bank, minister Aaron Floyd, okay, and owner of First Class Real Estate Tasha Poisey, okay, and several other speakers are going to be there, and it's going to be wonderful. And like I said, it's a free event, so that one is from 11:30 to 1. Now, get this: after that, you can go back to the other side over there and check out some comedy, okay, because they're going to have some wonderful comedians there. And my guy, Paulier Williams is going to be there. Okay. And it's going to be from 2 p.m. and then he's got a 7 p.m. show. And he has some other guests with him. And it's going to be hilarious. Okay. The first show at 2 p.m. is $15. So that's a good deal. Like, you want to get in early. And then the evening show, that's $25. So that's still a good deal because, you're going to have the whole experience. So that's something fun to do. Now they also have a tour. Let me see. Let me just get my other paperwork here. Okay, they have a free big marketing workshop for small business and nonprofits. That's going to take place at 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. That's going to be at the Cascade Library, and that's free. So if you're working on, your small business like that, that's some great information. Now, if you want to have some fun, there is a burlesque show, and those are fun. I don't know if you've ever been. I've been to a couple when I was in Houston. Those are
I
really fun. Oh
I
my
can't
goodness.
say I have been, but I'm gonna be quiet and let you tell me all the details because
Yes.
I think I know what I'm doing on Saturday. So please give me
Oh
all the. Let me get my
man.
pen. Let me get
They
my
have
pen. Okay,
so
got it. I'm ready.
much stuff. Yes,
I'm
like,
ready.
and it's
I'm
a
ready.
now
Ready.
look, that's a real good couple show. Or like if you wanna, you have, a girl you're trying to get close to, or someone you're trying to get close to. That's a good show to go, bring you to, because it brings out all the skills. Okay. So it's called the Red Velvet Burlesque Show. And this one takes place at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And it's down at Roswell Road. Okay. And that's $35. So that's still a good deal because you're gonna get your table, your seating, you're gonna have the whole experience and feel good. They have different performances. So it's not just like one, thing. Is like different people come out and give you a show, baby. Okay. Them ladies, they be putting it down. Okay. Now, here's another thing that I found. There is a comedy show, but it's like an improv show, and it's called Improv A-Hole. But now get this, it's a drinking game, and it's down at the Village Theater. So now this is for people who, like to see people in their raw element and doing improv, and how the shit's gonna turn out. Because like you said, live radio, you never know how people's gonna go.
Exactly.
Right. So this is down here at the Village Theater, the main stage. It's only $15, and it's from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. And it's really, really fun. Like, now that is a fun experience. Okay. And then Sunday, now, and I have a whole lot more too, let me tell you about it. But let me just get to this Sunday one. There is a Chrisette Michelle concert, and she, I love her. She has that real silky smooth voice. Now, here's the good thing with her concert. She has tickets that are free. You can get there free until 7. So you can get some tickets free still. But now if you want to, get some VIP experiences, it goes up from there, $20, $25, $30. That's down at the Lefoyle Grant and Monticello. Monticello and Powysbury Road. And then that's at 6 p.m. And before then, they have an all day brunch. So that's a good thing too. I don't know if you like brunch, because I love me some brunch.
Who
Okay.
doesn't like
Now,
brunch?
if you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to do a little yoga, I got some yoga. It is a community yoga. And this is down on the it's down at White Street Southwest in Atlanta. And this is a free event, okay? And it's from 12 to 1. So if you want to, after all the partying or eating good and stuff during the week, you can come and center yourself with some yoga, and on Sunday, get your stuff right back feeling good. I love me some yoga. I'm not very great at it, but I do love to do it. And then they have something for kids too. So now this is on Sunday, and they have weekly play dates and story times. And this is in University Avenue, Southwest Pittsburgh Yard. Okay, and so you join families for a great day of stories and fun, and you come together, kids explore, they make friends, and all kind of just fun stuff. And it's in the outdoor green space, and you register. It's only $5, so you can go and meet other parents. Give yourself a break while your kids is kind of running around out there playing and getting some story time for only $5, and that's from 12:30 to 1:15. So that's a pretty good deal.
Yep. Yes, it is. Wow.
Mhm.
All right. So that is a lot.
Yeah.
We definitely have a lot to choose from here in the city, which is just great, wonderful thing for us here to do. So,
And there's so
you know,
much more.
right, and there's so much more. Exactly. So we want to definitely thank you so much. Want to definitely welcome you to the team. It is exciting at this brand new show, and it starts on March the 6th. So the first show is Saturday, March the 6th. Saturday, I'm sorry. Saturday, March the 5th. I was looking at
On March
the
the 5th. March
calendar
the
and I
5th.
was like, oh wait, that's but it
Yes.
said Sunday. My bad. So Saturday, March the 5th is when we will get the
And you know what?
first show
And you know what?
from what's
Before
happening in Atlanta.
I wanted to tell you guys about it's a really, really great thing on Sunday from 3 p.m. until 7:30. And it's a Black History lecture and musical concert. And it's going to have, be talking about heart disease and minorities and awareness and prevention. And it's going to be at the Emory Hills United Methodist Church. And the choir Epic is going to be there putting on a great show. They're going to have great information from the doctors telling us how we can help prevent the heart disease. I wanted to mention that because that is a really good one. And then in City of East Point, until May 9th, they're going to be doing a ticket amnesty. So if you have any tickets from failure to appear and things like that, it will be waived in court. But you have to go to the City of East Point, click on that link, and it'll show you how to take care of everything that you need to do to make that happen. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned those two for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for mentioning those two things. Shout out to the City of East Point. When you are not corrupt like other places around here, you can probably get things done for the people. So again, Miss Lovely T, thank you so much for joining us again. March the 5th, which is the Saturday, not the Sunday, March the 5th. And starting from March the 5th and going forward, what's happening in Atlanta, Miss Lovely T every Saturday from 3 to 4 p.m. She will be on, and we'll also have her here on the Morning Rise, getting us ready for the weekends as well. So thank you again so much for joining us. We look forward to hearing from you again, and can't wait for your new show to start.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity and speaking with you. This has been fabulous. Next time, I'll make sure I get this camera together because I don't know what happened.
Hey, live radio, live radio. Anything can happen. But again, we thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, audience. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Only for me. Only for me. Only for me. All right, guys. Well, you got the insight there into Miss Lovely T. She is going to be a correspondent, I guess you could say, here on the Morning Ride. She's going to tell us about what all is happening going into the weekend, going into her show, which starts on March the 5th. A bunch of great stuff. She already gave us a bunch of great ideas she gave us. Apparently there's a burlesque show that I am going to try and get to this weekend. There's an improv that she was talking about, play dates, all kinds of good stuff, man. So cannot wait for that. That is going to be a very good time. So, and that's what we have to look forward to, guys. Again, like I told you guys, we are expanding here at 106 Live Radio. We got all kinds of good, new, fun, wholesome, just great things to go out there for us today. So thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. We are going to hit. Well, no, I'll just work my way through it. We'll do music a little bit later on, and we'll do music a little bit later on, a song that I want to put out there because everybody was talking about it a little bit earlier. So I definitely want to put that song out there just in a second. But let's go over to the chat and let's see what we got before we wrap this puppy up. Let's see what we got. All right. So my man, always live in Atlanta. Got to check out that burlesque show. Brother, me too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I'm like, oh, really? Okay. Well, let's see what this is talking about. See now this is just throwing off my whole thing. This is throwing off my whole mojo. See, This is why we can't have nice things, because of people like you, right? So my man Always Live in Atlanta is like variable variable wide. Don't be upset if you see Mother Variable at the show. Yeah, this is why we can't have nice things, bro. This is why. This is why. Like I said earlier, she can go to her own burlesque show, but we do not need to be in the same place, okay? Because there is going to be something that's happening that either she don't want to see or that I don't want to see. And I prefer for it to be something that she don't want to see and her not go to where I am. So that's what I'm like. This is all I'm saying. No, sir. Thank you, CC. I appreciate the same thing. No, sir. Like, she is welcome. She is welcome to be anywhere. She's a grown woman who, you know, has raised 3 children. And so she has the opportunity and she has the ability to do whatever she wants and go anywhere she wants. Just let me know so I'm not in the same place you are. That's all I'm saying. We can't have nice things. Thank you, CC. This is what I'm talking about. It's because of Always Live in Atlanta. Why we can't have nice things is as much of a contributor as he is also an instigator and an ish starter, and he is out here trying to make sure that we are not great. But me, as a conductor of this ship, I will make sure that we are great. I will make sure that we get everything we are supposed to get and that we go to all of the wonderful places that we are supposed to go here on the Morning Rise. So that is what we can expect. But yes, great stuff coming up this weekend. You guys definitely check that out and be looking forward to it. And if you guys want to know about anything, coming up this weekend, if you want to add to anything this weekend, if you want to bring something to the table for us to talk with Miss Lovely T about, bring it to the chat, bring it to social media, bring it up on the show, call us and let us know. We are going to do this again once a week, and we are going to make sure that we all get ready with things to do this weekend, going to the weekend here in this very, very busy city that just moves by so fast, man. Like every other time you look around, there's a new restaurant, there's a new exhibit, there's a new themed type of event, there's a new burlesque show, there's a burlesque show. Like, my goodness, I didn't know about that. So there are all kinds of things that are happening and different ways that we can go out and just have fun and do something new and something exciting, something different, something that we don't normally do. We can go out and have just a great time and just be social. I mean, wear your masks, of course, but but we'll definitely be out together and learn from each other. And somebody said make radio great again. Well, yeah, that's what I try to do, is make radio great. Unlike unlike some other sayings, I don't want to go back to when they thought it was great because it wasn't great for everybody. I'm trying to make radio great back when it was great for everybody, because radio used to be great. But y'all know me, y'all know I love radio, so I still think radio is great. So maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just a little bit maybe I'm just a little bit jaded with my love and passion for radio. So we were talking about this. Oh, this is kind of weird, but we were talking about this just not too long ago when okay, all right, Rome. Okay, Rome is throwing out some things over here, some places that he used to go. We was talking about this a little bit earlier, talking about this song. But Rome was saying he came through the VIP with Mr. VS, Cisco's, and Marco's. Marco's brother, legendary strip club. Yes, you were still in pull-ups. Who, me? Probably. You're probably right. Like, I don't know the name of any of those places, sir. So you might be right. But shout out to my man Rome anyway, because he is giving out some gems. And here goes John. World of Coke and Six Flags are my favorite. Like, I mean, come on, dude. Are you like 8 years old? Six Flags, the World of Coke. Come on, man. We're stepping things up. All right, we're not doing that no more. We're stepping it up around here. Okay, we step up here on the Morning Rise. We don't do the baby stuff no more. All right. So, like I was saying, man, we're putting this song on because they was talking about this when they were saying that Mother Variable should be out here in these streets and should be out here tearing the club up. And all I'm saying is that no, she can do that. We just cannot hang at the same spot. So she just needs to text me and let me know where she's going to be so I know not to be there. So I know to go to a different spot for that night. But we'll be back right after this song, right after this break, right here on the Morning Rise with Variable Y, 106liveradio.com.
This for all you player haters who be talking that. The 3-6 show no love, put some hurt on the trick. I'm busting through the crowd wild with my Anna. Be like quick to put like who man is steady. I be the last man. And if you think you fast, man, headline 3 level up in the cash, man. When I look into your eyes, I see a coward face to face a picture. Reason why you let the rabbit die and hit you. Here comes the 2 to the 3 and 4. 3-6 mafia, want you to rig it all over the floor. Throwing and flowing yourself in the air. You're bumping the tables and chest everywhere. Troubled over by the max and the players. You standing there acting like you unaware. And I said we the hardest city. Can't rock it like 3-6 mafia can. Hold up in the trends in the pops of air. We gon' tear the clock off, get it up to the don't stand. And now I know that you are feeling it. Every way to your understanding. Tell the club up, 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 get 'em up. Haters try to call her up, they better call security, bring them straight jackets in hand, cause they taking it, ain't taking it. The clutches, I be breaking it and whipping out they bosses and tossing them to the floor. Bricks going through the window, got that thing at your temple. When it bustin', heat we trustin', we ain't talking about bustin' pimples. Haters can't get with the mafia click. The fools ain't bucking up, we gonna get the dynamite trick and blow the club up.
Can't make me trick, I bet you by the dollar, make you holler when my soldiers get you. I don't like that violent stuff, but I believe in getting bucky. If you with me, let me see you tear the club up. Mafia, what's up with it though? Hypnotizing minds, we got you blind and you can't hear me though. Come and get it while you can, trick before it's all gone. Going once, going twice, oh my God, it just went wrong.
Don't give up, get wild, let's have this hell like down. Let's have the club up, club, let's do that stuff like now. No disrespect to the club, don't do none of that. But you got 3-6 mafia up in your house. You can't break the law, tear the club up, act, no dusty, you can't trust me to mafia, we tear the club up. Tear the club up, tear the club up, tear the club up, tear the club up.
Hypnotized, I don't think they like enough. See, I thought I told you to get broke and tear the club up. Do it like a lunatic, and shoot out with the profit click. Now can I play that kick it, tell me can I kick it in? Since me inside, they get hypnotized. Let's start a ride in the club, let's get wild tonight. 1, let's 2, let's 3, people 6, they fucking 4, let's 5, let's 6, people 6,
Tear the club up, 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 tear the club up.
The Morning Rise with the Variable Y, where we keep you engaged all week with Mental Health Mondays, where we go over your mental health and we break the stigmas associated with it. Teach Me Tuesdays, where we bring in a professional to give you educational tips and strategies for success. Walk It Out Wednesdays, where we give you relationship advice to help you walk through your journey with your partner. Take Charge Thursdays, where we check in with community leaders and activists. And Freedom Fridays, where we focus on sports, entertainment, and all the happenings local and international. Check us out every morning from 6 to 10 a.m.
Join us as the Epic Foundation, a nonprofit and 501c3 organization, hosts its first official event to aid awareness in healthcare disparities amongst minority communities. In conjunction with the Epic Choir, we invite you to listen to Dr. Daniel Haycock, a cardiologist, a clinical cardiac ectophysiologist, speaks on heart disease and prevention. It is free to access to the public to come learn, ask questions, and get insight from a local cardiac expert. Musical renderings provided by a local artist and the Epic Choir. Donations can be sent to the following: Zelle at theepicchoirfoundation.info. Another day, another great show, another time to say goodbye to you guys. But got to pass the mic over to the great and talented Miss Tanasha Gray so that she can do the Tanasha Gray show where she's still in the midst of her 40-day wellness journey. So we definitely need to check in with her and make sure we are giving her the support that she needs with that. Again, great show today, man. A lot of good stuff. A lot of reminiscing. I got the OGs in the chat reminiscing about some of the places that used to be around here, places I've never heard of. Rome was saying these places were I was probably still in diapers when these places were around. Sir, you might be right because again, never heard of these places. Always Live in Atlanta's like, yeah, I used to hang at Marco's Campbellton Road, buddy. So yeah, he's like someplace off of Campbellton and that I don't know about. Yeah, that I'd never heard of it. So, but then again, I didn't really hang out on the west side a lot. Like I would hang out at the old 20 grand. But man, that 20 grand. Anyway, but I didn't really hang out a lot on the west side though. Just because it was too far for me to drive, man. I live on the east side, so it was way too far for me to drive. And I didn't want to drive and be out there till 2 and then drive back home. That doesn't make any sense. I did that once though. I'll tell that story one day if you guys remind me. I did that once. That was hilarious. So and then Rome was saying, yeah, so you know something about these streets. Hey man, these two used to roll deep apparently. And it's all good, man. I love it. I love to hear people tell stories about what they used to do before we all got all proper and primed up and 401ks and all that stuff. I want to hear about what we used to do back in the day. That's what I want to hear. 401k is cool, mortgage is cool, but I want to hear about what y'all used to do. And of course, I tell you guys about what I used to do. Again, remind me to tell you that story about when I was at 20 grand one night and it got too late, but we'll talk about that later. So let's do these shout outs, man. Shout out to Mama and Papa Variable. Thank you so much for listening. Shout out to Brother and Sister Variable. Thank you guys. Shout out to Mrs. Variable. Shout out to Variable Children. Shout out to Miss Lovely T. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Do not forget, and we're gonna have her back on so she can do her thing again. But we are going to talk to her, and don't forget her show starts on March the 5th. Which is a Saturday. So her show starts on Saturday, March the 5th. Shout out to all of the members in the chat before we finish the chat, the club chit chat over at South DeKalb. What about Bigelow's? I've been to Bigelow's. I've never been to the chit chat. I kind of want to go to the chit chat. I think it's still there. I've never been to the chit chat. Been to Bigelow's though. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Speaking of chat, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my man Romy Rome. Shout out to Miss Renee. Shout out to Always Live in Atlanta. Shout out to John. Shout out to Miss Cece. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to everybody who listens but who can't be interactive. Shout out to Will. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Dion, Ben, and Sakita. Guys, again, the Tanasha Gray Show is up next. Later on tonight, the Bridge Club crew comes on from 6 to 8 p.m. So check them all out and let us know what you guys think. She said she is still here. I know you're still here. We appreciate you, Miss Renee. And let us know what you guys think. And then come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we do sports. We got Will. We got a bunch of other stuff as well. So remember, guys, love yourself and respect yourself for 2 reasons. Number 1, you deserve it. Number 2, when you love and respect yourself, you love and respect others. That is my time, people. I am gone. Peace.
I love it. So I'ma keep on drinking 'cause I love it. And I'ma keep on smoking 'cause I love it.